2024 has been a mighty year for great guitar gear, and while I've done my Gear of the Year 2024 roundup, in this video I wanted to celebrate the weird and wonderful pieces of gear that came across my desk this year that you may have missed the demo videos on. They may have been divisive with the people who watched the channel. Either people loved it or really didn't like it, or it may just be stuff that makes some disgusting noises that I particularly enjoyed. So we are going to kick off with a couple of pedals on here. And the first one is from Australia. This one is from Poly Effects. It is the Ample, which is essentially a very compact amp loader with a touch interface. It comes preloaded with 56 different amp and cab models based on NAMM style captures. This one was pretty divisive. A lot of people love the fact that it was plug and play, that it was different interface-wise, and those strengths of the pedal, I think a lot of people also identified as reasons they didn't want to check it out. The fact that you can't load up your own user IRs or NAMM profiles in there is definitely a drawback. Also, not having knobs or dedicated menus on there is something that I think some people don't want to deal with, but I definitely salute Lockie at Poly Effects for genuinely trying something different and putting out a pedal that can provide some wonderful tones and fit into a variety of different rigs with its stereo in and stereo out capability. Here's some of my favorite sounds from the video that I did with it. Next up, we're going to get some absolutely nasty tones with the Joyo Gloam. This is marketed as a bass fuzz and octaver, but I think it sounds fantastic on guitar. There's some really interesting features on there, and it is priced fantastically for what it does. It's kind of like a lot of bass pedals out there. They can be used as amazing utility devices in a guitar rig, but I particularly like these sounds I got out of my Bass 6 with the Gloam. While we're on that kick of low-tuned filth, the Artist Guitars 8-string that I demoed earlier in the year is definitely one I would recommend people check out if they want to get into extended range guitars, because it's an 8-string, multi-scale, headless guitar that comes in at under 500 Australian dollars. You get so much guitar for that money. And here's a little track that I put together. And no, I'm not going to apologize about all the ridiculous faces and editing that I did for this one. I really had some fun with this. Talking about slightly unusual guitars, the EVH SA126 is a guitar design that I didn't think I would like as much as I did. This is the Wolfgang Van Halen signature guitar. It's a semi-hollow bolt-on 6-string guitar with two Tim Shaw designed humbuckers in it. And in the demo that I did, you heard a wide variety of tones that you can get out of this guitar. To me, it's kind of like a cross between a Gibson ES335 and a Fender Starcaster, while still maintaining a little bit of that EVH guitar's identity. It was just super fun to play. The neck was really slinky and enjoyable, and while the aesthetics may not appeal to everybody, I think it's a super solid electric guitar and a great choice if you don't want to go down the traditional semi-hollow route. That I'm a massive fan of Verley at Past Effects and the work that they're doing, bringing classic effect circuits to the masses in an updated and improved form. And I think the crown jewel in that collection of pedals that Past Effects are making and that came out this year is their version of the iconic Moog Moogerfooger MF101 envelope filter, having that pedal, which is now so expensive on the used market, in a much more compact and affordable form factor, but still getting those really lush and silky envelope filter and drive tones out of it is a real treat. And this was one of my most enjoyable pedals that I demoed this year. To round things out, I need to talk about this guitar. This is from New Zealand. This is the Pearson Guitars Hyper B. And yes, it kind of looks like a modern art installation, but it is a headless 6-string electric guitar. You can see that the headstock and tuners are down here. These are Geiger locking tuners. There's 2 humbuckers, a 3-way switch, master volume and tone. There is this bolt-on headstockless design with a really smooth matte finish, a medium C shape, and some lovely large frets. If you haven't seen the video that I did with this one, looking at it, it will probably surprise you, the range of tones that you can get out of this. It still sounds and feels largely like a traditional electric guitar. It's got the same shape as a Strandberg Bowden, but obviously the design is pretty wild and minimal. There were a few things that were pointed out in the demo that I did that people noticed, namely the headstock shape and the positioning of the tuners when you're sitting down. This is something that Pearson are addressing with the next version of this guitar, and I'm looking forward to trying that one out. Let's hear the solo from the Ragdoll song Rust with this guitar. If you do want to check one of these guitars out, there is a discount code in the video description. I do earn a small commission from that, and there are some affiliate links that you can use to check out the other gear that I've mentioned in this video. But for now, I want to hear from all of you. What was your favorite piece of weird or wonderful guitar gear that you tried this year? Was it something that you had been looking forward to trying? Was it something that came along that was very unexpected that you thought you may not like? Or was it something that is just so out of the norm that you can't help but love it? Let me know in the comments section below. Otherwise, go and make some weird and wonderful noises with your guitar gear today, and I will see you on the next one.